The big shift is that if you're just selling websites, unless you want to get in the enterprise space, then it's really hard to make enough money to really just make it anymore. And so that's why I really think we should all stop selling websites.
Very practically, agencies aren't selling builds anymore. They need to sell ongoing value. So what does that mean? I think a lot of things are going to rise and fall within the future, and products specifically. You need to productize the parts of your whole. So you're not reinventing everything consistently, but what should agencies be focused on? Really the value you provide. When anybody can spin up a website now, and people do believe this, you can spin up a website very quickly, very easily. Yeah. There's going to be more automation, which means more fragmentation. There's going to be a lot more pressure on pricing. So what opportunity for agencies? You need to be able to think and adapt and sell that value.
The top agencies in the industry, they have perfected context. So they've perfected how they deliver work to clients. And in the age of AI, if you can utilize that and you can basically build an agency brain that then can be used by your AI agents, then you're basically in a position to deliver and to grow your agency times 10 instead of not at all.
We're gonna pull the curtain and look behind the scenes as to how this platform was built.
How to buy agencies to grow your MRR. Everyone loves MRR. It's kind of that thing you have in your back pocket, so you don't have to sell as many projects. You can kind of, have more stable revenue in your business, and everyone's always looking to get more.
7,851%. That is the year-over-year increase in AI agent traffic to websites just in the last 12 months. And I bet with you this number is not the right number anymore. And it's growing 8 times faster than human traffic at the moment.
One of the things we see among our users is they usually have the early calls and then they transcript those calls and they kind of paste the output into UX palette. And what they do from here, they can just start prompting and start exporting designs.
These are the 3 things the snake oil salesman won't tell you. Firstly, there is no proven playbook. And anybody trying to tell you the opposite, that they know how it works, they know some hack, they know how to guarantee you to be mentioned in the prompts, frankly, it's all a load of garbage at the minute. The second is we're still just at the infancy of the sort of bulk of AI. The main kind of way that we're integrating with AI at the moment is text-based. Your chat GPTs, your Perplexities, your Geminis, it's all type a prompt and get text back. Okay, we've started verging into images a little bit, and we have apps that maybe do more complex things, but actually the kind of real world experience is still right at the start. The last one is that the big players still control the rules, just like they always have done.
I think humans will still want to interact visually with web properties. I'm a big fan of Markdown files, but I also want to see a layout which represents whether it's a person or a brand, and images and whatever. So there's 2 audiences now to websites, right? It's the bots with the Markdown files, but we still count for now.
When do you resell your hosting? When do you partner? And when do you start to run your own infrastructure? And how that changes as you scale. So by the time we are done, you will have a framework you can actually use to make hosting decisions for your agency, and not just a list of features to compare.
If now it takes us about 3 hours to build a small business website with like a 5-pager, really quick job on our own, with a client, the same thing is going to take us still 6 weeks. Now we can do it way quicker, but it still takes that 4 to 6 weeks to deliver. So how do we tackle that? And that has been our obsession from the beginning. The first approach was to go at this from the feedback perspective. That was the main driver for why people procrastinate, why there is a lot of back and forth because of unclarity, and what encouraged scope creep in the worst way, worst form possible is not being communicative, not being able to gather the feedback in the right point in time, and creating a system that allows the whole thing to coordinate.